I don't know about you. Welcome back to 22. That was it. That was my funny line.
Oh,
Episode
I love
22.
me some Tay-Tay.
Episode 22.
I wasn't.
Here we are. This is the energy.
This is the Trent stops me.
This is the energy
in the
we're
beginning.
bringing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
In the beginning, Trent's like, all right, stop. I'm going to introduce us. I've got a really good idea.
Yep.
And you absolutely provided. Thank you, Trent.
That was it. That's all we're getting.
Thank you.
This is the kind of energy we're bringing to the studio today, or the random room that I found open again. Hot sauce room, actually. If you haven't seen our hot sauce challenge episode, go watch, because it's fun.
That's a good episode.
Yeah. Right off the bat, we got to do high five, because we have a different format. Still loving it. Okay?
Yes.
But we got to reach a lot farther. I might even use my left hand. Okay?
You're going to use your...
Yeah.
Okay.
And just go
Okay,
out.
I'm
I don't know where
seeing
the
it.
edge of the box is. That's the problem. All right.
I can see the edge of my box.
Yeah,
so I'm good.
you can see yourself while
I'm
you're
like
recording.
a mime.
Yeah.
I'm like a mime holding the wall.
I'm just guessing where I'm gonna hope that this is right where it is.
Take a wild guess.
Do you want to count down?
Sure.
All right.
I'll do it.
Here we go.
You ready? Yeah. 3, 2, 1, high five. Bang.
Who knows? Who knows? We won't know till Saturday.
I don't know. That's true.
You know.
All right, my guy. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 22. We're just sitting here chilling. I'm still in my house. But yeah, I am leaving soon for Tennessee. I'm getting all my stuff packed up. I got a new computer. This thing is sick. Look I sticker bombed the back. Got a bunch of stuff there.
I'm loving the white. Looks super clean.
It's so nice.
You know?
It's such a nice computer. It's like 3 times better than the computer I have right now. So, big pogs, if you
It's
will.
huge.
Yeah. It's been an eventful day for me today. I got a pedicure and a haircut. Yeah.
Huh. How was that experience? I've never done that. I mean, I've gotten a haircut once or twice in my life, but never a pedicure.
So I'm extremely ticklish. I was so worried I was gonna kick the lady. And I told her beforehand, it was like, I am extremely ticklish. Please don't do anything. And she's like, oh no, don't worry. And then she brought out a cheese grater and just proceeded to my foot. And I was like, it doesn't hurt that bad. It was okay. Yikes. It was actually really nice. Huh. Yeah, no, it was good.
There you go.
I quite enjoyed it. So I did that. Got myself a little haircutty. And yeah, what you been up to, my guy?
Not a whole lot. For my college, I'm a tour guide, which is very fun. Gave my last ever tour the other day. I did it on Sunday.
Gosh.
Yeah. It was rainy, but the family was great, and it was fun. It was enjoyable.
Nice.
Bittersweet, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
The last of anything.
It's true. Well, today's podcast, we got kind of a fun little thing going on.
Yes.
I'll let you explain it because you know a little bit more about the whole situation, but it should be pretty fun.
So, we have some questions prepared for us from Lily's mother's class. I believe class is Miss Jordan's class submitted us a few questiones about our podcast because
from the students.
we're obviously professionals and we know everything about everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's oh my gosh, such great questions here. Honestly, some like deep cutters and then also just the silly stuff.
Yeah, these are actually really good. So we'll just kind of go through some of the questions. Maybe you can learn something at home. Who knows?
Maybe.
But yeah.
This is what 2nd to 4th graders think about us. These are their opinions.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, children don't lie.
This is true. Ever.
Never.
So
ever.
Yeah, we'll just start with question 1. Pretty typical. Why'd you decide to make a podcast?
Hit me with your thing, Trent.
Yeah, I mean, we had thought about it for a long time just because content creation's fun. I did like YouTube when I was like 12, 13, like everyone did at some point. Mm-hmm. Super fun. I love doing it, and I liked just making stuff. Whether people watched or not didn't really matter to me super a lot. Like, I'd only had like 200 subscribers when I was 12. It didn't matter. but it was just fun to create it. It like gave purpose to what we were doing. Like you and I, we play Minecraft every once in a while.
Right.
But it's tough because after doing the same thing a bunch, you kind of just like, it gets boring. Mm-hmm. But recording it kind of gives you another purpose to keep doing it. And so we just have like late night combos sometimes. We're like, we should just like put more purpose behind it and, you know, put it out there. And if people enjoy it, that's all the better.
Oh, yeah. This is more for us than it is for any kind of glory or...
Yeah.
I guess it's self-gratification. And for me, I've always kind of wanted to put my thumbprint out on the internet, you know? Just have something out there that's always going to stay there. Because the internet is forever.
It's true.
It will always be. As long as there's electricity, we will have internet. And it's just so cool to see what we looked like back, 22 weeks ago.
It's
and then
a long time.
From years from now, I mean, if we keep this going, I hope we do. But if we ever stop this, and it's like this is a little timestamp of where we were when we were 21, 22 years old.
That's true.
It's so neat. It's like a time capsule.
And then a question that kind of is similar to that, they asked, how do you make a podcast? And
how?
You just kind of wing a lot of it.
Oh, yeah.
It depends if you want to do video or just audio. Because if you're doing video, you have to have a camera. You use a little camera that comes off the side of your computer. I just use my phone, and it's incredible. So my phone, you guys right here, there's a chair, and there's a recycling bin on top of the chair.
Oh, man.
Then there's a cross-country rolling thing, like to roll out muscles, on top of that with a small bottle cap to prop it forward, and then a small box that I cut out to hold my phone steady in on top of that. So it really is very precarious.
That's Trent's setup.
Yeah, there's actually a post on our Instagram about like me being in this room and just showing off the ridiculous setup I have going on.
Oh, yeah. But we get it done. You can make excuses all day about you not having the right equipment or whatever. You just need something to record audio. You need something to slap it together. And then you post it. And the way that we post it is through... what do we use?
Anchor.
Is it Anchor? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, Anchor uploads it to all like Spotify and Apple Music, and then we upload it to YouTube, where you do have to know how to video edit a little bit. So after each episode, Ian sends me his audio and his video. I have my audio and my video. I put them all in. I sync my audio to my video with clap syncs, so I clap and match my hands to the spike in audio. And then we sync up by counting to each other 1 through 6. We sync our whole video and audios together, and then you put it all together. So it's a lot of like you need to know how to video edit a little bit, but if you're just doing like an audio podcast, you just kind of chat,
Yeah. It's like a phone call where everyone can listen in.
Yeah.
It's big fun.
This is a question kind of for you. Will you ever live stream?
So, funny thing, I actually have a story about this. So, on my recording software here, I use OBS to record my video, which OBS is really good for streaming as well. There's a small little... I'll actually send a picture to you, Trent, to put up here.
Yeah.
There's a button for start streaming right above start recording. I once accidentally streamed an entire episode on Twitch. I then realized that I streamed it instead of recorded it, so we thought that we had to trash the entire episode because we didn't have my video.
Yeah, because you were like, I can't find my video file anywhere. I don't think I clicked record.
And then from Lily, she told me that she was watching the live stream as it was happening. So I had an entire VOD, which is like a video recording, on Twitch in my history. So I just downloaded the Twitch VOD and sent it to you.
It saved it.
We were so upset because it was oh, that was such a good episode. I can't believe we lost it.
It was our Smarter Than a Fifth Grader episode, and it was
Yes.
It was extra difficult because it was like the day before I went back to school. And when we went back to school, we had to do like a quarantine period. So I couldn't record because I live with 4 other guys. And I was like, there's no way I'll be able to record before Saturday if we don't do this today. And so I was like, oh my gosh, we're not going to be able to get it out. And then that was like a huge save.
It was so clutch. But that's something else. We do keep on a schedule. We record every Tuesday. But sometimes life gets in the way, so we try and work throughout both of our schedules. Sometimes stuff just doesn't work. Sometimes things have to come out late, and thankfully we haven't had to deal with that just yet. I think like the latest we've ever done an upload is like Sunday at like 1 a.m.
Yeah, there definitely was a day I was up at like 3 a.m. Still like uploading it, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, it just be. But yes, I do want to live stream in the future. Mostly play like Rocket League and Minecraft, so I don't know, we'll see. Maybe in the future. Trent, I've got a question for you right here.
Sure.
How do we come up with our ideas for the podcast? Because I have no earthly idea.
That's an interesting one. It usually happens on like Sunday, so we have like 2 days. We actually had a little bit. We started off episodes 1 through like 10 were pretty easy because we were brand new. We kind of had just general stuff to talk about. And then 10 to like 17 was tough because we had to like each episode kind of plan what we were doing, come up with new ideas. And then once we hit like 17, we just kind of like randomly thought of a bunch of like things to do in a row. So right now, like we have a plan for next week, the week after that, so we can kind of relax a little bit. But it's a combo of just like brainstorming with like I'll text Ian and be like, what are some things? He'll throw out ideas. I'll throw out ideas. We'll try to find something to do, and then also using other podcasts or just even YouTube channels. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Good Mythical Morning with Rhett and Link, but they do, it's almost like a podcast when you think about it. It's just a little more interactive, where like our episode for next week will be similar to kind of the stuff that they do, where they'll like ask each other questions and keep like a point system on who gets more questions right. Just kind of like podcast talk show stuff and watching other podcasts get ideas. That's it definitely good because you don't want to just like take like a full content from somebody. But yeah, I mean, inspiration comes from everything,
For true, Trent.
Yeah.
These are facts, and you're speaking facts.
Speaking of podcasting, can it be a job, and is it our job, Ian? That's another question.
It is not.
No.
We make no money from this.
No.
This is purely passion. I will explain, though, the ads, though. We haven't had any sponsors, and we probably won't, but Miss Jordan, if you want to sponsor us, you absolutely could. I need gas money to get to Tennessee. Just a wink, wink. Kids, tell Miss Jordan to give me money. Thank you. Okay. She's not going to like me for that. Anyways, no, we don't make any money from this podcast. We don't expect to make any money.
You can do podcasting as a job, absolutely, but it's just like YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
You have to be super lucky, and just like become huge, but you can't go into it expecting it. We're just doing it for fun,
Exactly. And that's where most things are born, like everybody who started YouTube back in like the golden days was just doing it for fun because they liked it. Nobody was expecting anything to happen from it, and you can't really expect anything. So
yeah.
It's something to do for fun. It's not something to do for a job. At least that's where we come in, Yes. We're just doing it for fun.
Speaking of money, this is my favorite question of the whole bunch.
Yeah.
Somebody,
I see which one.
And I'm gonna quote it. Somebody wrote, "I see people walking around with $2,000 and they can't pay for college. How do you guys pay for college?"
With the podcast, of course.
With the podcast, I love the mindset of people who aren't like 20 years old because, the concept of money is very, very different. So college costs much, much more than $2,000.
Right.
But, when you work as like a 15, 16-year-old minimum wage or whatever, you make decent money each week. Generally, everyone is different. So like mine, it's my parents help, I pay some, and then I'm going to have some like student loans. So you borrow money from a bank, and then you got to pay it back later. And they just give you money for a little while that you need to give back. It's kind of a combo of, how much do you have if parents help? But it's a lot of money. It's a lot. And you hope that once college happens and you get a job, then, the money you make at the job can then pay off, give back to the banks that gave you money before.
Right. Absolutely. Oh, I will take a moment, actually, to congratulate Miss Jordan's, to congratulate Miss Jordan's daughter, Lily, my girlfriend. She just got a scholarship to go to William Carey, full ride.
Wow.
No pay. And then she gets a job to be a teacher.
This is another interesting question. There's a couple of college ones in a row. So how do you know where to go to college? Which is a tricky question,
Okay. Actually, I think I've gone to more colleges than you, Trent.
You have indeed gone to more colleges than I have.
Yes. So the community college scene in Mississippi is so underrated. A lot of people think that community college is like, I guess, not as prestigious as other like 4-year colleges, but if you go to a community college and you still want a big degree, you can finish your basics up like I'm doing and then go on to a 4-year university and transfer. You don't need to spend these big bucks. This kid's talking about having $2,000 in his pocket. He could pay for a semester at MGCCC. How much is it up there? Because we live in very different places.
Yeah, so it would be a lot different if I went to a state college, but I go to a private college.
Okay.
So like full tuition, I think is like $54,000. I would not be able to afford that. I was given some money by the school. I will not disclose my financial situation, but I'm certainly not rich by any means, but yeah, my school's relatively expensive for most schools. Yeah, I guess like as an admissions guy, how you choose which college you go to is you tour a bunch of them. So you go and some person like me would take you around campus, talk all about it. You do that to like 10 colleges, and then you say, all right, I like these 5, and you apply them all and see which ones you get into.
And this actually this next question plays into that question a little. So how did you pick what you wanted to be when you're an adult?
Well, this is... I read this interesting earlier. It says, how did you pick where you want to be? But this does say what. I thought it said where. Oh. Pick what you want to be. That's a good one. I'll let you go first.
It's still a lot of exploring for me. I need to figure out what I need to do because it's always good to have a solid job. But I've been picking up small jobs. In order to figure out exactly what you want to do, it helps to know what you want to do when you go to college, so that way you have a curriculum that you can follow, because certain degrees take certain classes. Most of the classes in the beginnings are like your general classes, or what I got done at a junior college or a community college, just because most degrees are going to require those basic classes. But then you go into things like more specific, like what you're doing, Trent.
Yeah, I didn't know what I wanted to do when I came to college, so I just kind of tried stuff I was interested in. Like when you're in high school, you're going to take a bunch of different classes that are just given to you, and you'll find things that you like through it. You just try stuff, and you're like, "Ooh, I like this. This is fun to me." You then continue that path, because ideally there is school that's fun. I guarantee you at some point.
That's an interesting question, because I'm, I guess, what second and third graders and fourth graders would consider to be old. I'm old, Trent.
Dude, we're old. We are old.
We're old.
Yeah.
it's so interesting hearing these questions from such young people because I wasn't thinking about this when I was in 3rd grade. I was in the back. I was, kicking sand at Sally.
Yeah, there was no part of me that was thinking about college and like
definitely not
before high school. But it's cool that they're interested in getting think about it for sure. Because we're so old and wise and know everything that exists without fault, we can give perfect advice. And one person asked, "What advice would you give to like 2nd, 3rd, 4th graders?"
I would just say, try as many things as you can when you have the time, because it might not seem like you have a lot of time when you're in school, but you honestly have a lot more when you're not worrying about having a place to live, eating, finding a place to sleep at night. You should be grateful for your parents, because they're supplying you with this home base where all of your physical needs are met, and then you can just go off and do other things, So, like, for example, when I was a kid, I played soccer. I liked soccer. I liked sports. I liked working with my hands. So my dad got me my car, and I worked on a car when I was in high school. And, I mean, I tried everything I could. Just go out and experience things while you can, while you have the freedom to. Not that you won't in the future, but it's a lot easier to go around and do things. That's the best advice that I could give.
Yeah,
What about you, Trent?
Mine's pretty simple. Just don't really stress out about anything.
Yes.
A weird thing that I don't know how to portray to somebody that age is that when you're my age, you remember very little about being that age. I have 6 memories. Because I'm sure you guys don't remember when you guys were 4 months old. You don't remember saying your first word. Those memories don't exist. When you're 21, the memories of being in 3rd grade just don't exist a whole lot. I remember 3 things that happened in that class. So just enjoy everything. Don't stress out about little stuff, because in 10 years you're not even gonna remember that it happened. So just live in the moment, baby. Just have a time. Just enjoy yourself.
Amen. I don't remember what I had for breakfast yesterday, so...
Here's a big one. Okay, looking at you boys and girls. If you have a crush on somebody, go tell them. Okay, because again, in 10 years, you're probably not even going to know this person. Okay? Just go tell them, all right? Hey, go do you.
Little Jimmy in the back with the backwards cap. I see you.
Looking at you, Ralph.
Ask Susan out. James.
Lisa.
Charlie.
Lisa, I need you to... Come on. Mark might like you back. You never know.
He might. He really might. Or Josephine.
Yep.
Josephine Joestar.
Yeah.
He might like you.
There you go.
The Joestars are nice. I like the Joestars.
Well, we are about at the end of this episode here.
Just about. Can I get you to ask, or can I? I'm gonna make you ask me one more question. No. I just want you to explain the gifted program in your head, and then I'll give you a quick little summary of it, because you didn't understand what was a gifted class.
Yeah, you had mentioned one of the questions was, were we in a gifted class? And I didn't know what that meant, because in elementary school we had accelerated classes. So I was in accelerated math, which was just it's the same thing as an honors class in high school, where it's just a little more work, a little quicker. But I had never and I had never heard the word gifted.
So, a gifted class, I was actually in a gifted class. It was every Friday. I would get out of normal class, and a couple of the really, really smart kids would all get together in this extra classroom, and we would have a teacher that would jump from different schools, and she would take over that room and then make us do accelerated stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, everyone, thank you for listening and watching. Trent, you want to tell us what we're doing next episode?
Yeah, so next episode should be pretty fun. I think we're going to do a little, like trivia test almost. I think we should test each other. There's things that we each know about. And we're going to ask the other person questions and see who can get more questions about the other person's topic correct. And what I'm going to talk about is Action Park, which was a very dangerous amusement park. And it was kind of funny how unsafe it was and how it actually was still allowed to be an amusement park. And it's just there's some just wild stuff there that doesn't make any sense. So we're going to talk about just how crazy it was.
Dude, crazy rules. Crazy thrives.
Yep.
Oh man, that's going to be interesting. I don't know what my punishment will be. Probably the hot sauce again.
Who knows?
But that'll be a good one next episode. Everybody, thank you for listening and watching. Miss Jordan's class, keep it real. You can catch us on Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube at Trent and Ean Talking.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right. Peace, my guys.
Peace.